Hey, this is Blake from Saul, and you're listening to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast.
The Metal Teddy Bear Experience has begun.
And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. This is your host, Chris. We got my boy, Jesse. What's up, dude?
Yo, how's it going?
And we have a very special guest today. We have Blake of Saul. What's up, man? How you doing?
What up, fellas? Happy to be here.
There we go. You like my little epic voice right there? I always like that's what I do on the radio all the time. Like, what's up, guys?
Oh yeah, you got to get that radio voice on. Blake from Saul. You know,
Yeah,
it's like the movie theater. You know, the trailer. That's a trailer voice.
So yeah, that's kind of inspired. It was that and Jose Mangin. I'm pretty sure you've heard him before. And he does like his epic growl. So mine's like the in between kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for joining the show again. I really appreciate it. And just so, where are you calling in from right now?
I'm at home, Paulina, Iowa, just north of Sioux City. So yeah, we're just chilling, killing.
Sweet. All right, dude. This is awesome. I remember last time we were talking too about it's you guys and Slipknot. Other than that, I don't know any other bands in Iowa.
Right. I mean, well, Everly Brothers were way old, like the 50s. That's about it, really.
Oh man, is there like a huge music scene in Iowa, or is that like I heard like some states that is a big problem, especially somewhere like a state is just kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's like I heard bands like I think Beartooth maybe had, I forgot who. There was a band that was just like, yeah, we literally had to travel out of state to do our shows, and it's just like even when you're not a big band, you got to travel like 3-4 hours for a show because the music city around you is not too good. Did you have that problem coming up?
Well, where we're located, we're kind of in the middle of freaking nowhere. I'm an hour and a half north of Sioux City, which is a great rock scene. They have like the Hard Rock Hotel, the Marquees down there, really good venues, Orpheum Theater. But we're an hour and a half south of Sioux Falls, South Dakota as well, which is a really good heavy metal scene.
Oh, nice.
3 hours from Omaha, 4 hours from Des Moines. So we're kind of like in the middle of this little hub that, a lot of people hit, and it's right on I-29, Interstate 29. They call it the tour. You can hit Kansas City, Omaha, Des Moines, or Omaha, Sioux City, Kansas City, Sioux Falls. I mean, it's a good little circuit that when bands are getting started around here, they hit that I-29 circuit. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's that's a great problem. Like, that's a great thing to have. Damn.
All right.
That's usually why people move to like a big city is because like, they go to outside New York because there's all the venues where now you're around like 4 or 5 different cities where it's like now you have all these different cultures around you instead of just one city.
Right. Where these cities, I mean, Sioux Falls is nothing compared to New York. It's 250,000 people. Sioux City's, 100,000 people. Omaha, 500,000 people. All of the, can't even combine them to come up to even like, Brooklyn, so.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were pretty busy during this quarantine, at least back in October 23rd. You guys put out Rise as Equals with Spine Farm Records. This is your debut record. Because before, when we chat, you had the Eons EP out and Brother music video like that. And now you have your full length. How excited were you to put this out?
Very excited. Being independent up until we did sign with Spine Farm, what was that? March, April of 2019. That being my first experience going to New York as well. It was great, and we always put out EPs, but when we signed with them, we knew that when and if we ever signed with the label that, one of the stipulations was putting out a full-length record, and we kind of, were expecting that, but it was really great to actually finally put one out and not just 5-6 songs, 3-4 songs here, so to actually put your full work into one full album, it was a great feeling.
Well, last time you mentioned getting inspired by Nikki Sixx with his radio show with the EP route. So I was kind of curious with this. Like, I assumed it was the thing that where when you sign with a record label, you had to put out a full length. So yep. I was assuming that you guys are probably going to go back and forth. Are you guys going to alternate between putting out a full length and an EP every so often to get like that new material out there?
Right. I don't know. Maybe strag singles here and there. I guess we really haven't dove into that, recently, but especially with just dropping the album. But, it's definitely a possibility. And going back to Nikki Sixx, the whole thing was he said as an independent artist, save your money. Don't go out and blow it all on trying to put out 12 to 15 track record and put out smaller EPs throughout the year and save your bank trying to do everything yourself.
Well, definitely now with bands, like I feel like a lot of them are doing the single route too. Like just a big name in metal right now is Rob Flynn of Machine Head, and he was talking about how usually with their album cycles it takes like 3 or 4 years, and he's tired of that. Like the songs he writes now, he wants them to be heard now, especially with the whole like he's very political in his social justice kind of songs, so he always wanted them to be heard now. So I thought that was interesting too, like how different people look at different things. And given that he's from he's old school metalhead from the 80s and stuff like that, at least he's having a like a modern approach to the scene,
which is good. And I mean, yeah, 3-4 years in between records, you got something to say. I mean, like in the moment. I mean, you write from in the moment, so it would be hard for me to put out a record that far out. I mean, especially if you start writing material now, because it's like, oh yeah, I was thinking that in 2020, or I was thinking that in 21, and it's kind of irrelevant to me now in 2024 or something. You know what I mean? So I can see where he's coming from, and I'm not opposed to putting out EPs in between records and picking a couple of the good ones off of that, throwing it on a new record. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's a great route to go, especially staying with the times and trying to stay relevant rather than that, going every 2 years and having a record. So
especially with like modern day, a lot of people say singles are the way to go, or EPs, because of like attention span. Even if an album's good, like I find myself, like I always joke about, I'll be listening to an album, enjoying it. I'll be like, oh, I gotta go get food, or I gotta go do laundry or something. And then like a year goes by, I'm like, I never fucking finished the album. Oh my God. And I'm like, and I listened to the last half. I'm like, that album was great. Why didn't I had it for a year? It's like, but then people like a heavy metal band, like the Casey Strain, they put out 5 EPs that made an album. And it was like 2 singles each time. It was like, oh yeah, now you get to hear every single song over the course of months, instead of like, here's 10 songs. Hopefully you're not busy, and hopefully it catches you, where it's like, I feel like those last songs are always really good, but people like have a hard time getting to them.
And right. With the Casey Strain, you got all that album art too for each release or each EP. You got like a nice different one that made one giant piece of artwork.
I think that's actually a great idea. That's actually a super great idea. I guess I didn't even realize they did that, but Drag the Lake and stuff like that was huge. I love those songs. Yeah, I guess I never thought about doing it that route and making a full-length album out of the 5 EPs, 3-4 tracks per EP, or 5, or whatever it came out to be. And that's a smart way to do it, really, especially now the way you said attention spans. And it's not even that. I don't even know if it's attention spans. I mean, it is and it isn't for me, because I think people, they hear the album, and they're like, oh man, I freaking love this album. And a month later, it's like, what else you got? You know what I mean? It's and not even like I didn't even finish it a lot of the times. It's like I listened to it 100 times and now I'm ready for the next one. It's like, yeah, man, like putting out King of Misery. We just put it out, and and it hit 25 and 23 on billboards, and they're like, man, this is a great song. I can't wait for the record. And it's like, yeah, but it's only been out for like a month and a half.
We just had Zach join as well. Hey, Zach.
Yeah. Hey guys. I couldn't get a hold of Blake. I wasn't sure if he was on the interview or not. So hey guys.
I was like, confused at first. I saw the thing pop up and was like, oh shit, it's Zach. So what's up, man? How you doing? So you're gonna be part of this too now? This is awesome.
Yeah, I'll just.
Unless you want to drop off.
Mediator.
The mediator? Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I just dismissed your call while we were on here.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good, man. Well, we're recording this right now, so you definitely could be a part of this right now. This is great. I love when 2 band members are on. So, dude, how you been doing?
Good, man. It's been pretty crazy. I got a daughter that's just 7 weeks old, and
congrats.
It's been insane. I haven't slept in 84 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh man. Well, we were just talking about how EPs are kind of like taking over and singles, and that's like the new route, because back in the day it was always about full lengths. So we're just talking about that, and how Casey Strain actually just put out a bunch of EPs that made a full length record, and wondering if Saul was interested in that.
Oh, I don't know. What'd you say, Blake?
I said it's a really good idea, especially, and the way I put it is, I don't know if it's an attention span thing, but people get it and they have it for like a month and then they just go, "What else you got? What's next?"
Right.
Rather than letting it sink in and letting everybody get a hold of it and getting that time on it that can expand our audience.
Right.
But it's not a bad idea at all. It's actually pretty smart, especially in the day and age where everybody's pushing a lot of YouTube and Spotify and Amazon Music. So it really depends on what you and your team decide to do. Really.
Well, Spotify streams and all those stats I know really helped bands get on tours. I don't know if you guys had to deal with that.
Yeah, a brother actually just hit 5 million. We're really close to 1 million on King of Misery.
Nice. Damn.
Trial by Fire is about 1.5. I mean, it's really taken off on Spotify, and shout out to Allison Hagendorf.
Yep.
So yeah, it's I really like Spotify. It's my go-to thing. But I know a lot of people that use Amazon Music, Apple Play, and Google Play and all that stuff. So yeah, I like them all.
Yeah, it's also like super interesting with it, like even as like myself, because I go by my experience. It's like I love music. When I have an album I love, especially one that hooks me, sometimes I listen to it forever. And
Right.
there might be great albums that come by. I listen to it once, but I'm like, but I really love that album. I'm gonna keep going back to that. Where it's like you keep getting like maybe an album I don't love as much, but it keep like if you release an EP, I keep going back to you every 2 months. So it's not like I give you a lot of plays within a week. I give you plays over the course of months, like you're saying, over like on Spotify or YouTube, and you keep people coming back, even like the casual fans that might not be diehard.
Right. And that's the people that you're trying to catch them as well, and maybe that's that song on that EP where they're pushing it like crazy that catches them, and and maybe they didn't take the time or want to take the time to where it's like, man, if you would have listened to track 11, that was your jam, man. You know what I mean? Like, who knows?
Dude, how many times that's happened? It killed me. How many times I had a CD and be like, dude, fuck, the last track was the best track.
Right.
I had a CD for like 4 years, and for some reason, I just never finished it. And I remember I was like, dude, I'll listen to that. I was like, I've had this for 3 to 4 years. What is my problem? I can't believe this happened.
Right.
I actually was listening to In Flames, like their discography, and I think it was Reroute to Remain, and I was just listening to the album, and I heard a track, and I was like, what is this? And I was like, because I kind of had the same thing. It was like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this one song. Forgot what it was now too. But at least now when I go back to it, was on the later half of the album.
It's such a deep cut. It got cut out of my memory. It's so deep. It's so deep. Oh, fucking believable.
Prior to this hopping on, going live, you were talking about you have your own Saul coffee mugs and your own brew, right?
Yeah. Black Lab Coffee out of St. Joe, Missouri. They hook us up. We got Saul coffee mugs right there. It's us on stage.
Sick.
I drink it all the time. I'm like a coffee fiend.
Yeah, I'm drinking coffee right now too, actually.
All right, yeah, I do it. Yeah, see, that was Zach's coffee mug. That is him there with all the flowers.
Hey,
yeah, looking good.
But not to just push my our own product, but honestly, I drink all coffee. I'm not a coffee snob by any means, but this is legit my favorite coffee.
So can we go online and buy it? Or is it only local?
It's actually, we just get it directly from Black Lab Coffee, and then we distribute it. But yeah, definitely hit us up on social media. I can get you some out. Actually, I'm about ready to do a giveaway on our social medias of a couple bags of it. So
what if you guys just so happen to be the winners of the giveaway?
Right.
That's the thing I've been doing now. Like I've been just going for all bands' coffees. Like Lamb of God just put up Memento Mori and Overlord coffee. I think that's with Paul Wagner's Night Flight Roasters. I hope I didn't butcher that. But yeah, I just been going for all the coffees. Behemoth has their own roast that I have to get. Like all these band coffees, I'm like, I have to get them all.
You got to catch them all, dude.
And a lot of bands are putting out beers now too. You guys interested in going in that route?
Actually, just recently I decided to hit that sober life pretty hard, but I'm not opposed to it because when I drink, I'm a beer guy. So, just I don't know if it's a route I want to go down right now, but I dig the coffees.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's like, actually, Randy Bly of Lamb of God is sober. He's been sober for a while. Apparently, their beer they released is non-alcoholic, Ghost Walker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I know. I bought it. It tastes pretty good. I was kind of like that. I was like, man, I'm already kind of fat. I probably shouldn't be drinking unless I'm trying to get drunk. I was like, to be fair, like,
right.
There's no added benefit besides just I'm getting way faster.
That's pretty funny, dude.
He's probably been sober since that accident in Europe then, huh?
Yeah, he's been sober a long I don't know if it was before or after
You talking about
jail.
the Czech?
Yeah, the Czech Republic thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because also he had tough times because like Walk With Me in Hell, when it came out like 2008 or something, when that DVD came out, he was talking about, or 2007, he was talking about getting sober then because he was having crazy problems. So he might be sober for a decent amount of time.
Oh, wow.
Wasn't Philadelphia where he had his, I thought
But,
after that.
Well, no, he got into a fight, but like Walk With Me in Hell was. We're not going to go down Lamb of God's DVDs, but anyways, like have a non-alcoholic beer. It's like, well, actually, their 2003 release. If you go by the storyline,
you fucking nerd.
Going back to the record, what would you guys say was is your favorite track that you guys wrote and the favorite track to play like live?
Ooh. Honestly, one of my favorite tracks, I'll go with live right off the bat. One of my favorite tracks to play live off the record is Don't Close Your Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Something about that song. And then our bass player, Willie Boy, man, he's got this mad spins going on in that song. And his one rule, and Zach always messes with him, his one rule is he looks Zach square in the face and said, "Don't you fucking come to my side of the stage." First thing Zach does is goes over there every time and karate kicks you in the face and like swinging his bass around, like hacks Zach in the dome. But
damn,
it's always a good time, man. It's always you never know what's gonna happen. Don't Close Your Eyes is super fun to play live, especially with that drop at like 45 seconds. It's a lot of fun.
Right.
Honestly, I think probably my favorite track on the record, though, just to jam. It's fun, very fun live, but just jam and listen to. I love the title track, "Rises Equals," especially because it is in dedication and it's directly, directed to our fans, which we call our equals. I love the message. I just really like that song. It's got our mantra in there, for the chorus, and "This is my tribe, these are my people." That's one of my favorite tracks I think we've ever done, really.
That's awesome. That's a great message. Honestly, also it's a great message to put out because if people hate it, you're just kind of a dick for hating that kind of message. Right. It's like, I want everyone to be together and be happy. Boo. It's like, fuck that guy.
Actually, we had someone make a comment. I think it was on that song where like, it might have been on Octane's comment. I can't remember, but they're like, "Oh God, I can't stand metal bands that have positive messages." I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about?
Who is this guy?
I listen to metal to be depressed.
That's fucking unbelievable. My ex-girlfriend said that about Hatebreed. She's like, yeah, they're really heavy, but sometimes I'm like, they're getting you hyped up positive and you want to fuck shit up at the same time. What's not to like? And I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of want my bands to tell me to destroy the world. It's like, that's fucked up. Like, I like that too, but you don't like positive too? What the
It's like it's the Iowa Nice where it's aggressive and it gets you going, but then you go, "Oh, sorry."
Sorry.
Oh my God.
That is true.
What about you, Zach? What do you dig live?
We haven't really got to play much of these live, but I really like to throw down and Get It Right, to be honest with you.
It's a fun track live, for sure.
Yep.
That's a worker, man. Every time you get off stage and we play that song, you're like, man, I worked for that song.
Yeah. Actually, I think the hardest song for us is Inside.
Oh yeah.
Oh, man,
yeah.
that song's brutal.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that 100% because I love seeing or Miles' reaction. I always look back and I fist bump him for that song. He just goes, okay, and he's got to get himself psyched up for it. You know what I mean? I mean, because Morgan Rose drummed it, you know. So I mean, that guy's an animal. So yeah, he's working for it, and I could tell as soon as he's done with that song, it's like third to last song in our set, and he just sweat beading off him. I love it.
Dude, that must have to be the worst part about having a feature. I always feel bad. I forgot what album was, but they had like 3 of the best like thrash metal guitars, like just solo, and I was just like, "Go what?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we were interviewing. I'm pretty sure we were interviewing him." He's like, "Yeah, I got to play all those live, so it's gonna be great." I was like, "Good luck." I was like, "What?"
It's like us having like, "Hey, Jason Richardson, man, get in here and like rip this the best solo you've ever ripped in your life on this track."
Like, thank you.
Like, I'll play yours, you backing track that shit, man. No way.
Oh man, I feel like every time I see that, especially drummers, like I feel like guitar is pretty commonplace, but it still really sucks if you especially if you did something like Jason Richardson, it'd be like, there's techniques I've never seen before. How do I play this?
Yeah,
is he chicken picking?
Yeah.
What?
If honestly,
this is all downstrokes, right? All
like
downstrokes.
If we were to ever do like a guest spot on a song with like a virtuoso guitarist, I'd be like, I'll write the solo, you just record it, dude. Just so they're involved.
Yeah.
And I know I can play it. Like,
here's 8 notes, hella reverb, you just hit them on one.
That's it. So if you guys had to pick a guitarist, who would it be?
Would it be Jason Richardson?
Oh, no,
have you a go-to?
God, he's amazing. He's such a good guitar player.
So good.
Yeah. Honestly, the dude I look up to most is actually Adam Jones of Tool.
Oh yeah,
okay.
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
love
Adam's Jones. My shit.
Yeah,
I learned a lot from him.
Yeah, that would be super killer too, because he's not a real shreddy guy, and I like shred guitar, but it's not my thing. Like I'm not gonna pick it out. I'd rather have some heavy rhythms and backbeats rather than shreddy guitar. It's just my taste.
Right.
But having somebody
also like atmosphere too. Like he's like atmospheric. He doesn't just like he's gonna make a space and rhythm to his solo instead of just like, holy fuck, my brain can't keep up. To the 1 to 2.
What we need to do is have a guest appearance with Adam Jones with Saul, and then have David Gilmour do the solo.
Oh shit.
That's what we need.
See, I was just about to ask, what would your super group be? Your ideal super group, and you guys just gave it.
Right.
That's a very good start to that super group, dude.
Yeah.
And then let's just throw in like Billy Sheehan or something crazy.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Man, that'd be funky.
Dude,
it would be.
Yeah,
it's always a bummer when super groups like don't work out too. When you see like, that's why I like the one Killer Be Killed. It's like a metal band that has like the guy from Mastodon, as Dillinger Escape Plan, Max from Sepultura, and it's like it actually worked out. And there's so many times it's like someone pointed out, I think it was the Dillinger Escape Plan guitarist Ben Wyman. He had a super group with the other Mastodon guitarists, and he was just like, yeah, we're all really talented, but we all didn't want to write the same shit. So it's like, how are you supposed to like write or make a record where it's like, I want to write spacey stuff. It's like, I want to write chaotic stuff. It's like, I want to write blues stuff. It's like, well, this is going to suck. Like, I don't know. It's like, the same thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's probably why that happened many a time. You get people in the room at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I guess I've never had that experience. I've never been in a band with anybody besides Zach.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know what it would be like. I really don't know what it's like to write with anybody else. So that'd be an experience for sure. And then you get a super group and you get like the damn Yankees where you're expecting some like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I still love that song. But yeah.
I was gonna say, like, maybe Spine Farm has like a Roadrunners United kind of thing where they get all their bands on the label and they just do like a super group kind of thing, because I think that was the coolest project. Just revisiting it like last year, actually, just looking at all those tracks, they were so solid.
Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, and that was badass, man.
They had like Trivium and
that's where
Joey Jordison and shit.
That's where I first heard of Matt Happy or Hafey.
Oh,
Hate to
yeah,
be-
yeah.
From Trivium, and it's like because I got that DVD and I'm like, this is badass, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
dude.
cool.
Especially like it's almost like the metal nerds version of like Infinity War. It's like all the
Yeah.
worlds finally meet.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know I need a song with Rob Flynn of Machine Head with. Apparently they might have had 36 Crazy Fist vocalists at one point, but apparently maybe they didn't cut the track. But I was like, what the fuck? And then you had the guy with Howard Jones at Killswitch. I was just like, what? Like as a kid, I was like, all these names. I was just getting into metal at the time. I think when that dropped, I was like, oh, excuse me, everybody I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Pretty much, man.
My first concert was Killswitch Engage with
Me too.
oh my god, you just said his name.
Howard
Jones. Yeah, that was my very first concert.
Me too.
It was awesome.
That was awesome.
It was the Taste of Chaos tour. It was Killswitch Engage with Howard and The Used.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
I heard that tour was a banger. Like especially because Killswitch at that time was like literally going with like heavy bands, and then the Used is heavy, but it's like there's no disrespect to Used, but it'll be like on a it'll be like with Lamb of God, and then they'll be touring with like My Chemical Romance and the Used. It's be like, what?
Right.
It's
and
like
it was a strange lineup because it opened with Under Oath, which blew my freaking mind at the time. They were super heavy. The light show was amazing. Killswitch and then the Used. And granted, to the Used, they kind of stepped up their game on that show because they came out swinging a lot heavier, and Bert and everybody just came out like full throttle. So it was they really stepped up the game to match the heavy
intensity.
Yeah. Which is just awesome too, especially like a band like that, like getting to like, I don't know, as a metal fan, you always want your favorite bands to get out there because people like, especially like a band like Killswitch where it has singing, has screaming, has all the stuff, has the pretty parts, makes you fight, tear down. You can put them on and do drywall work,
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just like, oh, awesome. Everyone gets to see him. And I think I even saw interviews from Taste of Chaos. I think Bert was just like, yeah, these guys like, dude, this big dude just comes out, starts screaming. I was like, shit, we gotta get on it. Like, it's like, we gotta do this.
And it was super cool because it was the last day Under Oath was going to be on the tour. Is the show I saw at the Bel Air Ballroom in Des Moines, and he comes out. He picks up the guitar player, Howard does, and he was a big dude. He's lost a lot of weight now, but he was big, and threw him out into the crowd. Everybody caught him. They're like, we want to wish Under Oath for, thank you guys for coming out with us, and it was awesome. It was really awesome.
So awesome. Oh man, that's great.
That's what I always think it's like interesting with bands back in the day. Like we spoke to Trevor of Black Dahlia Murder, and they're saying like back in the early days, promoters didn't really know where to put them on tours, because everyone has like a particular sound. So I wonder if they're like Killswitch, like you want to do with this to use, maybe they'll mesh well there. It's like just throwing bands anywhere. Yeah. Have you guys ever been like that? Like you like got offered tours, you're like, I don't think we can mesh well with this tour.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, kind of. Not too often, though.
I know. Trying to think here.
Yeah, because you guys definitely have like an aggressive sound, but also you do pull it back here. You got your choruses and stuff, but you also have room for everything. You literally get like the party mix of, you can get the crowd participation with singing, you get the moshing going. So it's like, it does mesh well with a lot of genres too. But I wonder if they put you with too many sing-songy people, it's like, no, people might like throw down here. It's like, this is not going to work for like the 3/4 of the show, and the 1/4 everyone's going to get beat up, and then they're going to go back to just standing around. It's like, I'm like, like, I don't know. It's always interesting to me when hearing bands like that, like do that.
Yeah, because I think we're kind of lucky to where we're kind of a mix of both. So I think lighter bands and heavier bands, we fit right in the middle of that. So there's not really too many opportunities where I'm like, oh, that's not really a good fit. You know what I mean? So, but it does happen.
Yeah. Also, that must be just such a crappy deal, especially with bands where it's like you're coming up and you can't really say no to shows. You're like, this might not work out. I think Trevor even said, I think he toured with King Diamond. It was just like, yeah, I love King Diamond. Our band doesn't mix well with King Diamond. And he's just like, every person was just an impress me, bro, at King Diamond. And he's just like, we almost got into a fight many a time. People were just booing the shit out of us. It's like, Yeah, it's like that's a great show, but really bad for your band almost. Like you just don't mix at all.
Right, right. I mean, and like being a good, talented band, getting thrown in an opportunity or even almost a situation like that, to where it's like people that normally may have liked you hated you because you were in front of their favorite band, and they were, you know what I mean, and like you didn't mix with their vibe. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to be in that situation.
Yeah, like opening for Slayer, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody's just said that sucks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, you guys had a really great acoustic version of Brother. And I think you had a couple other songs, right, from the EP that were acoustic. Do you think you'll do that for the brand new album, Rise as Equals?
Yeah, I would say so. I say we probably will. Zach and I actually recently been talking about that. So, yeah, and we like breaking it down for those acoustic, the acoustic songs, and because we do a lot of meet and greets and radio and stuff like that, and they always like acoustic. So to have them come in and know kind of what we're going to be doing is great. And to put them out, people, I mean, even Brother, people loved Brother, but half the people are like, I like the acoustic version better. Tomato to me, which as long as you like it, I mean, I'm not afraid to put either one out.
Yeah,
Right.
no, because I was actually just watching it the other day, and there's the band Seether. They did I think he wasn't feeling well or something, and they had to do like a show acoustically or something like that. And they did One Cold Night, and their songs translated so well, and it always got me thinking. I'm like, why don't more bands do this? Why don't they do like an acoustic record? I mean, I know sometimes it takes a lot because you're in the studio at the time and it's money and all that. And you might as well just put it towards a brand new record. But there's so many bands out there that, like, definitely you guys, where you can do like a whole acoustic version of your record and it'd be phenomenal.
Yep. The only one we found out so far that we can't translate to acoustic is Trial by Fire. It just doesn't work, man. It just does not. But
yeah. Oh man, yeah, that's I forgot what there was a band that did that. And when you hear like a heavier song or something, it's like, yeah, we're gonna do this acoustic. It's like, how? It's like, all right, let's. And it's just like mosh in your seats and sit. Actually, just sit still. We don't want to get sued. Just sit.
yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to do Sticks and Stones acoustic though.
Nice.
Awesome. well, also going back to like that EP stuff, that's kind of it's not cheap because you're putting out content people like and people want. Like I like acoustic versions of metal songs or like rock bands or whatever they put out. Like there's plenty of acoustic versions I've liked more than the actual song. But it is another way to get people to come back to your page. It's like, oh, you like that song? Here's the acoustic EP, or here's an acoustic single of that sound that you loved. It's like not cheap way, but it's like it's a good way to get people back in because it's content that they already liked. It's like, oh, now I get to hear it a different way. Or I know why people did like remixes of their songs, like get DJs to remix their songs for them.
Right. And and like it's another way too. I mean, even people where like think we're too heavy for them. You know what I mean? Which we're not. I mean, we're not heavy by any means compared to a lot of bands. But if we're too heavy for them, our diehard fans is like, oh, you said they're too heavy. Now listen to the acoustic version of Brother. And that brings them into the loop where it's like, oh, yeah, I didn't like the heavy version, but I love the acoustic version. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not really our tactic. We're not trying to just sell it. But we like doing it, and a lot of people like it. So we will definitely be putting out more for sure.
Well, just going back to Sticks and Stones, I just love how heavy you made that. That rhyme or whatever, because the Sticks and Stone won't break my bones. And I remember listening, I was like, is this the line? And I was like, it was. And you're just like screaming it off.
Right. Yeah. That song was a lot of fun in the studio. It was a lot of fun. We're all like, what was there? 4 or 5 of us, 6 of us around the mic, Zach, just screaming that.
Yep.
It was a good time.
All right. So, all right, we'll kick it off with our segment. You probably remember this from last time. It was the 3 random silly questions segment. We asked you 3 random questions, and I got to say, you gave me one of the best answers that I've used, and I've told a lot of people now. When I asked you what was the worst taste, and you said LaCroix, the seltzer.
Yeah, dude.
It's like TV static. Dude, holy shit. That was like the funniest answer I've gotten because I never heard someone like TV static as a taste. And now every time I drink it or any seltzer, I just think of that every time.
Yeah, it's exactly true. I don't know how else to describe it. Do you like it?
I do like seltzer, but LaCroix is kind of it's different in a way. I mean, I don't hate it, but
it's a lot more fruity
said
flavors,
it though.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like lemon lime and all that stuff.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, usually I'm just a plain guy, but I'm telling you, when I drink it though, I think of what you said. It's just,
That's awesome.
I can even easily see, especially if you don't like seltzer. It is so bubbly. It literally just went just in your mouth. You're just like, I fucking hate this.
I know it.
I hear his bubbles in my head.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a new batch for you this time. So this one is going to be like a two-parter. This first question.
Okay.
So if you had to make a celebrity zombie apocalypse team, who would you pick to be on your squad, and where would you guys try to like hide out? Where would you guys locate?
Okay. How many is on my team?
Well, we had Mitch Harris and Napalm Death, and you gave us like 8.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay.
I mean, you could give us like 4. How many you think?
3 to
Okay.
5. I'd say minimum 3. You can go way above that if you want.
Okay.
Minimum 3. There we go. I feel like that's a fair amount.
Minimum 3.
Yeah.
Celebrity? Oh shoot. Man. I gotta go. I like him too, but an actor, Jason Momoa. He's a big mammoth dude. I gotta have him, dude. God.
He's also a metalhead, a fellow metalhead.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He was hanging out with Slayer at their last show. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Aquaman's in it?
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And he's actually from Des Moines, so I mean, he's not that
Oh,
from
did
that
not
far
know
away.
that.
Yep.
Fun facts with Saul.
Dude,
Yeah.
for real? I thought that dude.
I thought he was Hawaiian or something.
I thought he was an Australian. He moved here.
Maybe
Wow.
because
I
I
don't
know.
know that accent.
I just assumed a lot. I guess I didn't read his bio, but whatever.
Right.
Just-
Right. I guess him and the guy that played Superman went to high school together.
Oh, really?
Mark Ant.
That could be false. I don't know. That's what I heard, but I'm pretty sure he's from Des Moines. Because I know his at least grandparents live there.
Oh, that's awesome. Dude, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I always worry about the big guys because I always say, I'm like, unless you know how to fight, sometimes those guys got to eat. And when you're in an apocalypse, it's kind of hard to tell those guys, hey, have half an apple. Half an apple. Give the other half to me.
Yeah. Yeah, because you couldn't pick a guy like, the Beast or something from England or something. That guy's got to eat 10,000 calories,
Oh,
He
I think
can
so.
lift like a Mack truck, but you couldn't feed him,
Yeah, they'll just deflate after a while, after like a couple weeks not eating.
Yeah, right.
It would be kind of cool to see him like way down the road in the apocalypse being like a normal human, like still
Yeah.
7 foot, but like kind of like have my arm somehow. He just, like,
Yeah.
shrinks down, like it's just his body ate it all. It's like, oh, that's why it happens when you don't eat 8,000 calories a day. Oh shit. Well,
Yeah. No kidding. Gosh, who else would be on my apocalypse team? Celebrities, music or anything?
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
We had like radio personalities. We had
Oh yeah,
pop
shit.
singers. Just
You're gonna have
actors.
housewives of like, Los Angeles or something. I don't know. It's up to
Okay.
you. I don't know. Why would you want one of them? It feels like that'd be pretty bad for an
I don't think
apocalypse.
it'd be
thing, but-
very helpful.
Right.
They add the drama for the camera. Where is the shampoo? It's like there's zombies everywhere. I need to do my hair.
We even got.
No,
if you watch The Walking Dead, we
I
got
don't
Rick
do
and
that.
Shane.
Yeah.
Who you gonna pick?
Oh gosh, who do I got? Man, once you say that, man, Jose Mangan's he's become a stacked mug, man. That guy is freaking jacked.
Yeah,
He
it
could
is.
probably take down some zombies for sure.
Yeah, he's been working out a lot lately. I follow him on social media, and every time I see him, he's like working out. I was like, dude, you're gonna be the Rock sooner or later.
Right?
got a
Yeah,
mohawk
he's
too.
getting there, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
Does he have a mohawk? Or he has like a faux hawk, doesn't
Well, yeah.
Something
You
like
know,
that.
the top
Yeah.
cut thing.
he? He's
you
ready
know,
for battle. He's ready for
Right.
battle.
I got to go with also. It might get confusing, but Blake from Workaholics,
Wait,
Which
the
one's
curly hair dude.
yeah. Dude.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, 'cause that's the one I would take on my team.
For
if you-
sure.
Because if we get into a situation to where like it's all, bunk and everything's happened, we got to have some comedy relief.
Yeah.
That's true. Also,
got
to see how they deal with a rabid raccoon would be pretty funny.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't watch all of Workaholics, but when I saw that scene, I think I almost shit and like pissed myself. That's how funny.
Oh,
I was just
dude.
like, when they just freak, it's a raccoon. The guy just like freaks, and he kicks it. And I was just like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Oh, it's so funny. I love that show.
Well, you got a pretty solid team right there. Anyone else you want to add?
Gosh.
Or is that it? Is that the Saul team? Zombie Apocalypse
Saul
team.
It's not very good.
Saul Team 6.
Or
Saul
5,
Team
how many
6,
people
yeah.
you got?
Oh man, I really don't know. I never thought about it. You know what? If I do this again, I'm sure I will. I'm going to think about this, and I'm going to have that. I'm going to have it down pat.
No problem.
Where'd you guys hide out? Did you
Where
say?
would be the move? Where would be the destination?
Move. You know what? I actually kind of thought about that, man. Like, I think the best place to move would be like a Menards or like Costco or something. You know, where like some place where they have like wood and hammers and like chains and stuff like that to lock yourself in, but also have like groceries on the other side. That's where I'd go.
It's a good idea, but I feel like that's a good idea, especially because you're gonna have to get your fighting out of the way first.
Yeah, everyone's
Right.
gonna try.
Because everyone's gonna go there, and this is the time to get the dukes up. Maybe make some alliances. I don't know. Aspirin makes people crazy. Everyone's gonna be going for the aspirin.
I thought just going back to Walking Dead, I just thought the prison was a really good idea. Having a prison, because it's meant to no one gets in or out.
Right. No, that is genius. That is really good thinking.
Unless someone has a tank.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you shitting me?" I stopped watching. I think back at that season, I was like, "This is a great day." And then just like some random dudes broke down. I was like, "What?" I was like, "How?"
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Tank would be awesome anytime though. I would love to have a tank. Or like
yeah, it'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say even a skid loader with tracks on it, man. You could just like pile them up and just keep going up top. You know what I mean?
Never gonna stop me.
Yeah. And then you're stuck in a tiny little cage that you run out of fuel somewhere in the middle of like 1,000 zombies.
Yeah, it's just like you're not gonna get me, and I'm gonna probably starve to death. But you know what? This is pretty cool. I'm not gonna get eaten.
Right.
I'd rather starve to death than get eaten by a zombie.
Yeah, it's a tough one because starving to death is pretty terrible. But I don't know. Apparently, every zombie apocalypse, they just rip you apart with their hands. That doesn't seem great.
And you're still alive during it.
Yeah.
Like,
Not cool.
Yeah.
It's got dark.
I always hope like if a zombie apocalypse actually happened, a meteorite just hit me somehow before like the first bite happened, like maybe in like Texas, and then it's like before it gets here, it's like, oh, a meteorite hit Jesse's house. He's dead. It's like, yeah, thank God. Get me out of here.
Wasn't lightning this time.
I'm tagging out because I've seen those movies many a time, and almost always it doesn't work out. And if you survive, it sucks. It sucks big time.
All right, question number 2. What's the strangest fan request you received?
Strangest fan request. I don't know if I got a lot of strange fan requests.
Consider yourself lucky. We gotten some weird answers. One that just comes to my mind is 12-Foot Ninja. They said one time a guy came with their baby and wanted them to sign it, and he's like, "I'm not doing that. I don't know. I don't
sign my baby."
Yeah, he's like, "That's a little too weird for me." And then Pat from Fit for an Autopsy told me that what do you call it? That someone was like, "Yo, can you like sleep with my wife?" He's like, "No,
dude." What?
It's so funny. He's like, "Yeah, no." He's like, "No, but really." And he's like, "Nice meeting you."
I want you to break down my marriage the way you break down crowds.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. So
I mean, the basic, signing some titties here and there, but not a whole lot of crazy stuff yet.
I think the weird one I heard was I think it was on the All That Remains DVD back in like 2007 or something. Like Phil said, yeah, some dude just walked over, it's like, sign my dick, and he whipped it out. I was just like, what?
Did he do it?
Come on. I think he did. He's like, get over here. He's like, go over there. He's like, we gotta do it on the side. God damn it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
That's awesome.
I gotta look at that clip. I wonder if he actually, because he was just like, because it was just goofy. I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys. If someone just whipped out their weenie at me, I'd be like, hey, bro, appreciate you being a fan. Appreciate you bought the record. I'll sign your forehead.
There was one time when we were, it was Ohio, I think. Cincinnati? I think we were around Cincinnati where we were playing this show and brother was going real strong. And this guy came up, and it was before COVID and, hitting everything, and wanted a hug. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Freaking, give him the kind of the pat. And he kind of like grabbed me, would not fucking let me go. Wouldn't let me go, dude. Seriously, it got to the point to where I'm like, Zach, get this fucking guy off of me, dude.
What
like
the fuck?
it was like, you know, like a too long, and then he
Yeah.
took too long. Like, oh my god, man, it freaked me out. After that, I went to the bus and I'm like, I'm done with this shit. You can tell the merchandise.
Dude, well, you just a hug to last a lifetime because he won't let you go for his entire life. He's
Yeah.
going to die on you.
Yeah, it freaked me out, man. But he didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing. He just stood there.
I was gonna say, was he whispering things to you?
Did he fall asleep?
I don't know, dude. No, I mean, because I was trying to like, come on, dude, get off me. But yeah, no, he just stayed there.
And what afterwards? He just walked away. He was like, "All right, bye."
You must have been high because sometimes that happens. You're just like, oh, this is a great, or even just drunk, dude. When you're drunk, you just have a good idea. Dude, you want a hug?
Yeah,
It's like your brain shuts off. It's like you're awake, but you're just like, I don't know. Nah, I can't let go. I'm gonna fall. That's fucking weird.
It was.
Especially afterwards, if he waited there for you to come off the bus or something.
Oh yeah. I don't know if he did. I didn't come back off, man. It took a while. I made sure everybody was gone, and I came back out and I was helping load the trailer and everything. And I'm like, no, let's get the hell out of here, dude.
Yeah,
I don't want that guy coming back.
I mean, that's thank you for sharing that. That was a good answer. All right, question number 3. How do you imagine the smell of heaven?
Ooh, like coffee.
Yeah, there we go.
Coffee for
Dude, the best part of waking up.
Yeah.
Sponsor ad right there.
Yeah. Hey, do you sleep in heaven? I've always wondered this. I mean, do they talk about that? I don't
unless
know.
you love sleeping, I guess. Isn't heaven supposed to be whatever you want it to be almost, right?
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, right.
That's true.
That'd be kind of depressing. Like, it'd be kind of depressing to be like, sleep. An infinite amount of sleep forever.
That's like my wife. My wife. It would be that is her heaven, dude. Uh-huh.
I'd be like, that is almost like literally someone that's like the same answer as someone who literally doesn't believe in heaven. It's like, yeah, it's just black forever. It's like, yeah, that's my heaven. I just want to go to sleep. It's like, you're gonna wake up? No, it's like, I guess cool, man. Do you really have to believe in a religion at this point? Kind of the same shit for you, I guess. Like,
yeah,
that's weird.
I mean, your heaven could be like, I don't know if you saw the movie This Is the End with Jonah Hill and all of them. At the end, the Backstreet Boys come out.
Yeah, dude. Uh-huh.
So that could be it too.
Yeah, I love that. And there was a crazy take. Have you ever seen the movie What Dreams May Come?
No.
With
I put it on the list though.
Oh no, I haven't. Yeah, I've heard of it.
It's great, man. It's a super dark twist to like, he's in heaven and he's got to travel to find his wife. It's this whole thing, man.
Is it Robin Williams?
Yeah.
Oh no! So my girlfriend actually was telling me about this movie and stuff like that, and I was like, "This sounds terrible." And then it was on TV the other day, and we watched not the other day, like months ago. But anyway, I saw part of it at the end. It was really sad when he actually sees her, and she has like no idea who he is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
But,
yeah, wait a minute, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that happens. Don't worry.
There's a lot more that happens. It's cool, and a lot of it looks like like Monet paint or like I don't know paintings like but you know what I'm saying. It all starts off with like paint and like it looks like crazy Renaissance paintings, and it's really pretty cool.
It's a trip. It's a
cool concept though.
Yeah. Well, that was the random silly question segment. Hope you enjoyed that batch.
Oh yeah.
Random silly spoiler questions, Chris.
Whoops.
Well, I think the movie came out in like '98, so if it's spoiled,
don't care. No, that guy. I'm technically half of this podcast. What the?
There was a funny thing, like a podcast I was listening to, and they were like, "Spoiler," and the guy's like, "Do we really have to say spoiler? This movie came out in the '80s," and the guy's like, "What's the cutoff point for spoiler alerts?" And the guy's like, "I think at least a decade." And the guy's like, a decade.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So it's just funny how you do it. Like, there's people that spoil it literally the week of. Like, I don't know if you're into Star Wars and The Mandalorian. There's people the next day, like that day of, they're like, "Oh man, you watched it? This guy came back," and you're like, "Dude."
Yeah, I know it. It's annoying. I mean, like you should at least give it like 2-3 months before you start talking about it online, because some people, I mean, work for a living and stuff. They're like they can't get there for a while,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's also like I don't know, like yeah, dude, everyone gets mad. No matter what, with like that spoilers. Like literally, I've seen some like podcasts with like, oh, the quote a movie from the 80s. The hell, dude, I really enjoyed this episode, but maybe I wanted to watch that movie. It's like, you were born in 2000. You like can't what?
You had time.
I'm okay. I guess I'm two kind of ways on when it comes to this stuff. If my wife has seen a movie, which is rare that I haven't seen, or like a buddy of mine, our bass player will, if we're sitting down and watching a movie and he's seen it, I'll pause that fucking movie. I'm like, what happens next, dude? I'm not pushing play. What the fuck happens in this part? Like, so he'll tell me, and I'm like, you spoiled it, and push play again. I just gotta know.
Yeah, no, it's always funny when people. I had a few friends that were like that too. It was just like, I always just, you're about to find out. It's like, does he die? Literally 50 seconds. You'll find out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't even care too much about spoilers unless I ask you very specifically. Like if I just come about it on the internet, it's like, well, I probably should have been looking there. Like, it's
Right.
like, but like if like I'm like, hey man, Blake, do not tell me. It's like, yeah, okay, well. So, anyways, they just started blasting. And it's like, no.
Actually, fun little fact right here. Jesse over here used to be known as the spoiler, the king of spoilers. Yeah.
Well, no.
Yo, you used to watch every movie and spoil everything for Tommy.
I didn't. Well, no, he was just an idiot. No, what I did is I would give fake spoilers. So, like, we went to see Deadpool at night. I went to go see Deadpool in the morning because I had nothing to do that day. So when I went with them, I just leaned over as the credits were about to end. I was like, by the way, he dies at the end. I saw it this morning. Right, good. And just like look forward. I was like, what? Like I was just like pissed him off. I was like, no. It's like, you'll find out. Don't worry. Just watch.
Yeah.
Almost fake spoilers, I feel like piss people off almost more. They're like, is it real? I don't know.
It sounds real. And you're like, fuck. Now I don't know.
Yeah. I almost had to change it up. I almost feel like I should just spoil it and then do the same thing and be like, it's a fake spoiler. And they'd be like, it was real. I was like, yeah, but you thought it was fake.
But
so
he
almost
really died. Yeah.
No, he actually dies. He actually dies. The franchise is over.
Well, before we let you go, man, is there anything you want to tell the fans? Anything that they should be looking forward to? Any more live events? Anything that you want to talk about?
Just hopefully we're getting back to touring in 2021. I mean, that's our main goal right now. We've had some offers and some tours come in, and nobody's really talking about dates yet. But if everything gets locked in and everything gets back to tour season, I think everybody's going to be really happy with what's going on. Got some offers on festivals coming out. I mean, so if everything goes as planned, what we got right now, we can get back to a little bit of normal. Other than that, hit us up at saulofficial.com. Check us out. That'll keep you connected on all our social medias. We just do random stuff on there. We got a lot of year-end stuff from 2019 coming out. Just certain lists and radio stuff coming out. But other than that, we're just trying to get back to the grind.
Yeah, I feel like every band's gonna be on tour for like at least 300 days next year,
right?
Or this year, or however you want to look at it. I feel like as soon as tours come back, they're not going to stop.
No, I honestly think if these tours come, to fruition of what we're talking about, I'm going to be stoked because I know once the gates open, bands are going to be clawing because everybody's ready to get out.
Well, there's actually one more question I have for you, and I just thought this now because there's a lot of people that they've been touring a lot, like you guys have been touring a lot and stuff like that, and now with all this time off, they're kind of like, I kind of like chilling at home for a little bit. I get to do like these kind of things. Maybe I won't tour as much during the year. Have you ever thought about that?
No.
Simple.
Yeah, I like, say you do like a 30-day run. I like to have, since you're out there, you're living in, a small bus, you're doing that. I like to come home and have at least a couple weeks to where I can unwind and get back and hang out with the family. But then, I like to get back out there and get back to work. But, a full year off. I mean, our last tour date was December 15th of 2019, and I haven't done anything since besides get fat and drink beer.
The quarantine diet.
Yeah, sadly, I was preparing for the quarantine. I did that like 2018. I was ready. I prepped. I was
Right.
Hipster.
like a fighter, fight camp.
Yeah. So yeah, you were acclimated yourself to the. I get you, dude.
All right,
get it.
depression, drunk, fat. I think I'm ready.
Dude.
I think it's,
I'm in it. This is my time to shine, dude.
it's so stupid. Oh my.
Well, dude, this was a great time. Thank you for joining the show again, and hopefully next time it'd be like, in Brooklyn, St. Vitus, like we were before, hanging out.
Yes, I can't wait, dude.
Yeah, it was so awesome, dude. Really awesome. Also, say goodbye for us to Zach.
Yeah,
we didn't get to say goodbye.
have a good one.
Yeah,
Or
I
hi,
will.
or whatever. Hey, guys. Hey, man, have a great day. See you.
Yeah.
All right,
See
have
you
a good
guys.
one, man. And welcome back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. It's your host, Chris. We got Jesse. What's up, dog?
Yo, how's it going?
Jesse. Remember that commercial that like my and my mom and my aunt just always every time was like, Jesse?
Jesse? Yeah.
Jesse? Like
Yeah,
that's
I
what I
think
felt like I said right there. Like, my mom, what?
Dude,
Jesse?
that was an entire summer of my life. Because I think that was the summer that I worked at that camp with your mom.
I was
And
gonna say, you haven't
literally,
seen my aunt in a while.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure.
My mom said it too. Jesse?
Yeah, well, I think
a
I
Geico
think
commercial,
I think
right?
it was yeah, but I think it was also brought back. It wasn't like just like a commercial for a little bit. It came back like a maybe a year later.
Oh, they did have the best of Geico
And I was just
commercials
like-
that you're supposed to vote for.
I was like, oh my god, because I remember because it was that and fucking AA Ron from Workahol, yeah,
that was the
Key
two
and Peele.
teacher, Key and Peele, yeah.
Yeah, it was that, and then she'd be like, Jesse, that's so funny, and then she'd just go back to work. I'm like, oh my god, it's just like,
Don't mess up, man, Ron.
Yeah.
Anyway,
don't mess up, AA Ron. You want to go to war, Blake? Go to war.
well, shout out to Blake.
Churlish.
Blake. I think that's kind of funny because we had Blake on the show, Saul.
Yeah, well, you know what though? Watching
Blake.
Schitt's Creek, it kind of reminds me. You know how he says churlish and messes up all the fucking words.
Yeah.
It's like irrehensible and churlish. It's like that's like Moria.
Oh yeah.
Myra. She's like absolutely churlish.
Oh, what did she say? She was like the enchiladas.
Oh, dude, she crushes me. Dude.
But
Everybody's
anyway,
watching that show. Is that like a commercial's going out or something?
what, Schitt's Creek?
Yeah, everyone I'm talking
it was
to.
just
like,
added. Apparently, it was just added to Netflix.
oh,
So that's why the hype. And it was also what's that called? Hyped.
well, apparently, because everyone I'm talking to is like, dude, I'm watching this show, Schitt's Creek. It's like, yeah, I'm already done with it. I'm like, what? And I'm just like, what?
Yeah,
Everyone's
that's what it got a real push, especially because it's on the front page now.
Yes. All right. Blake was awesome. And so was the pit stop from Zach.
Though you're going to something else.
I'm not a producer.
Well, yeah, shout out to Blake. I just wanted to get the name out there. Rise as Equals out October 23rd. It was pretty awesome. And I really liked the record. I mean, putting it out during 2020, I feel like didn't do them justice, just in the fact of they could have probably hit so many big festivals with this album. Like, I don't know. I totally saw them hitting the road with like heavyweights like Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace and Stain, like all that. I don't know. I feel like this would have been a perfect time for them with that record.
Wait, was Breaking? No, that wasn't. Breaking Benjamin wasn't touring during 2020, was it? I thought we were planning on going to. No, but I mean, like, but when we were planning on going, the summer tickets
I
were
don't
already
know,
out.
to be honest.
Because I was like, were they? No. Yeah, no, they're it's tough, but it's just at some point you got to do it. And then also it's like, honestly, this is where EPs probably would have came in handy. Like, it would be stupid to break up an album they work so hard on, but like maybe if they broke it up a little bit, because it's like the only benefit to 2020 is you can release as much material as you want, and you get to
like
work on it.
Baroness has a new album coming, guys. Woohoo!
Woo! Can you
Shout
put
out
a,
to
can you
Baroness.
put can you put like one of those, you know, little party where it just pops, just put it in the center of the screen. Baroness, woohoo! Just silence, it just like by itself. Yeah, like that's the only thing I could think of, is because like you like we were talking about at the beginning of the podcast, the reason EPs are beneficial or just spreading your content around is people come back to think about you, because you could still be the best band in the world, but if you don't put fucking content out, like you're gonna get
There's
forgotten
always-
about.
There's
Like
always
how
someone
many?
to take that void.
Yeah, well, how many new bands? Like there's small bands I've like seen. I'm like they're really good, and it's like oh they haven't posted a YouTube video in like a year and a half, and they haven't posted music in like 2 years. It's like no wonder they're still just a local band. It's like unless you're touring like crazy. Well, now today you definitely need an internet presence, but it's like that's the only thing I can think of because like the record's really good, their songs are really good. They seem like really cool people, unless they were the biggest actors ever. Like they were really good. It's like they got the package. It's like, but you need to put out something during 2020 when you can't do anything else. Because luckily, that actually, I'm kind of amazed every time I die somehow didn't end up doing it. Like
Every time I die, dude.
because they had the record for like
give me
half a
the
year.
record.
Now. Oh,
Yeah, I
dude.
would say at least half the year.
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of crazy. So I'm assuming even them at the very end of the year, like we kind of have to do something with this because it's like you're just holding on to it. And like you said, like bands care about their stuff when they create it. It's like I'm assuming when they put it out, it's like we almost don't even like these songs anymore because they've been on the shelf for so long. It's like maybe because they're not playing it, maybe it's still there, but it's like,
I personally think that if a band is gonna keep putting out singles, they should eventually just put it together on an album. So it's at least because I don't know about you on
looking at you, Spirit Box.
I don't know about like how streaming platforms have singles like laid out, but like for example, when I'm going on my MP3 player and I go to an album, it has all the songs of the album. Obviously, when I go to single, it just has that one song, and then I have to exit out or make a playlist so I get all of them together. So just firstly for me, so you can make me happy when I listen to an album all the way through, just put all your singles on one album so I can just listen to it front to back.
Well, yeah. I had that problem originally. Well, like because I mentioned Spirit Box. I don't know why I think it was Deezer. For some reason, they had two different Spirit Boxes under the same name. And it was like one was Spirit Box and the other one was like this old guy country singer. And
Testament has that too. Testament
like,
has
what?
a religious band.
That's terrible.
I think it's Spotify. They have like a religious band. I don't know how many songs.
It's under the same name?
Yeah. Well, someone sent it to me. Like, yo, check out this new Testament song. I'm like, I didn't know they put out a new song. And I clicked it and I was like, what the hell? And it's actually on like new singles or something. I mean, that was a couple months ago, but it was really funny. Maybe they fixed it since then, but
they probably fix because Spotify doesn't. That's the one thing about Spotify. They might not pay people very well, but man, they have a really good product of just
actually speaking about that exact thing. I think our boys in Hath have that same issue recently.
What do you mean? Someone else?
I don't know if you guys remember or if you remember, but Hath has a nice little Discord. If you watch their streams on Twitch and stuff like that, you can join the Discord and chat with the band. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. They have a bunch of channels. And one of the people posted like, hey, Hath, love the new single. And it was like a new single on Spotify, and it wasn't them.
There's another band called Hath?
I don't know what it is. I should look it up right now because I had it on my phone before. I don't know if this is what the guy was talking about because I didn't click. I don't know where my phone is. But anyway, it was over here and it says Hath Danger Zone 2 appears on Danger Zone 2 album. It's pretty funny.
That's goofy. Yeah, that's a goofy problem. But yeah, like, no, I don't think it matters. Oh well, I think for what's it called? Accessibility. Yeah, albums are great, but when it comes to getting traction on spot like streaming platforms, it's all about plays. Like literally, if you only have one song and that one song has 100 million plays, it's like, yeah, you're like the biggest band on Spotify. Like it's like they don't give a shit. Like the rest of your catalog could just be at like 20,000. It's like if you're getting plays, it counts as a sale. Like I think for one song. Now, if you have an album of each one has like 10 million plays each, yeah, you're gonna be fucking destroying. But like
the Metallicas and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and I think it also matters by time because YouTube does that. Like maybe you get 1 million views, but you get them over the course of 2 years, and then there's people that get 1 million views in like a month or like a couple weeks. Like you get pushed to the front of YouTube when that happens. When you get a lot of views immediately, like that's how they do it. That's how like the algorithm picks it up. I'm pretty sure Spotify's probably the same. If you get a lot, like a huge influx of listens, you get pushed to the front more. Or like if someone's into your genre, you're going to be the band that they're going to show because it's about, and that's what like Apple Podcasts, people got mad because podcasts would do that. They might not have the most listens, but they got the most new listens. So like, that's why podcasts were able to beat like Joe Rogan, even though he has millions of listens. It'd be like, oh, it's like, I think a percentile for you. So like, if we only get 20 listens, but then all of a sudden we get like 1,000, It's like we'll beat a lot of podcasts just because of the percentile of our like listens go up.
Gotcha.
And that's
Okay.
how like the algorithm works. So yeah, it's just about plays. I don't know why I broke that down. I'm not even a fucking like an algorithm, like a computer scientist.
There's someone out there who was like really curious, and you're like, wow, Jesse answered it for me.
I think it's the opposite. I hope it's someone that knows exactly how it's done, and he's losing his freaking mind. He's like, dude, he is so fucking wrong. Like,
I don't know if dude, that's happened to all of us. I'm pretty sure. Like I was listening to podcasts, and there's a guy like, oh, remember that actor in that movie? And then they say the wrong name, and I'm like in the car, I'm like, no, you fucking idiot. And like you're just getting mad, and they're like, yeah, I think that's it. It's probably happened to us right now.
Dude, every time. Well, you know that meme. There's this really big meme. It's like what it's like listening a meme. What it's like listening to a podcast is two people in a chair and a third chair with just like two hands and a cup of coffee, but they're invisible. It's like yeah, you just can't talk. You're just there. Which is great when they're wrong. And it's like I actually know they're wrong. Where's the number? I gotta call them.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Joe Rogan.
Not like a live radio show.
Yeah,
which I do on Tuesday nights, 7 to 10 p.m.
And you actually can call too. Wait, no, you can't. Well, you were pre-recorded still.
Shut up.
I was about to say, wait.
I was just making a segue about live radio, and you go and say it's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, due to COVID right now, I have to pre-record my show because we're not allowed in the studio. We're still, locked down over there. So, but again, guys, every Tuesday from 7 to 10 p.m., iHeartRadio, WMSCradio.com. You can find me there, my boy Rom. And I kind of do the same thing here. I don't talk to bands for as long or get as in depth, but I do have some on there. And me and Rom talk movies and such.
And there's more music.
Yeah, I play a lot of music there. I think I played, 30 songs last week.
Damn. Yeah, which is great. I kind of wish you could, I don't know, like if it doesn't really have a place for a podcast, but even just an intro and outro or something like where you get to share song. This is cool. That's the best part about like, man, you get to
I put
rap
like
songs.
a 2-second, not 2 seconds, but let's say I put 5 seconds of a song in the beginning and end for my radio interviews. I get flagged already. Like they took down my Between the Buried and Me interview. Like they actually took it down, not just copyright claimed it. Like it was blocked. I was like, what the? Eventually it came back like a couple months later, but I was
You
like,
ever thought singing? You ever thought singing the song? I'm Blake from Between the Bear and Me.
I'll just use that.
Yeah.
Dude, you sing it like Lil Nicky.
That's how
you sound.
Yeah, but Poppy hit me with a shuffle.
Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Jesse does a nice little channel on the YouTubes where he reacts to stuff.
YouTubes. youtube.com/c/Insid1. Go check that out. And then Insid stream on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, all that good stuff. I don't think I have it. Yeah, so. Pretty good. Go check out this idiot, that idiot, whatever side he is on me. And Blake and Saul, thank you so much, Zach, for stopping by. Again, we don't, these people don't have to talk to us. We really appreciate when they do. And it's so cool to meet these cool people. So, and thanks
for
stopping by.
All right, guys, until next time, keep it real.